Hello again, this is Robert Veach from Vparanormal. This was an interesting investigation involving a family that has paranormal events happening to them over many years in a few different houses. I had my son Stephen with me, and we brought a lot of equipment, and we got some interesting evidence which I'm going to show and explain what we got and what equipment we used. The family contacted me talking about the paranormal events that have happened to them over the years and how they feel that these events follow them from house to house. Shasta's husband, Michael, they've been married for a little over 4 years, and this house that they've been in for the last four and a half years has some unique events that happened to them, different events that happened to their previous homes, but still something paranormal is going on. Now, Shasta's son, Anthony, has been playing with, communicating with an entity or spirit, and this is one of the reasons they contacted us, is to try and validate and find out what was going on. The name of the entity they feel is Sammy. Over the years, he's communicated with this entity and in other houses and other homes also, not just this house. So keep that in mind when you listen to the EVPs and whatever evidence we provide, because that's a significant element in this story.
Okay, hi, my name is Shasta, and this is my husband Michael. We've been married for 4.5 years, and we lived here for about 4 years.
Now, Shasta, you've been describing to me some events that you think are paranormal that happened to you over your lifetime. I want you to summarize some of the events you've had in other homes.
There was a home that I lived in, and there was a spirit, or it what appeared to be almost like a shadow that would run up and down the stairs. There's been times where I was doing a FaceTime video and someone said that they saw somebody behind me. We've had to have a pastor come to the house in a different location, and the pastor pounded on the wall while we were praying, and the wall pounded back. And then we moved here 4 years ago, and just experiencing other stuff, mostly upstairs with the closet, inside the main bedroom, and in my son's bedroom.
Shortly after we moved in, we were hearing some noises. Even before I saw anything, we'd hear like weird pounding. There was that one time I left to go to the gym, and we were downstairs, and we'd hear things upstairs. He said, just ignore it. That was the noises that I've heard. But recently, I had that one experience where I saw something floating over her body. Prior to that, I saw like a black shadow by the wall in the hallway. Stuff like that, things that a lot of times just don't make sense, weird noises. I've heard them in the living room a lot, above like the couch on the wall, like something hit the outside of the house. I'd go outside, I wouldn't see anything on the ground.
Could you describe a little bit more what you saw and what time of the morning was it that you saw that dark mass?
The dark mass was, I think it was around 3 a.m. We were both sound asleep. There was nothing else going on in the house. Everyone was quiet. And I woke up out of nowhere. I just woke up, and there was dim light coming from the hallway so I could see a little bit. And I saw this undulating shape about this long, this wide, and it was directly over Shasta's body. And it was like moving, and it had like these tendrils. It was just fluctuating. And I didn't know what to do. I was shocked. I was scared. And I just looked over and looked at this thing, and I was staring at it because I wasn't sure if I was seeing it or not, if it was real. And as I looked at it, it like jabbed a thing out at me. And I jerked my head back. It was that much of a reaction. And I was terrified. I looked over, she was sound asleep. It didn't look like it was affecting her. I didn't know what to do, and it just floated, and the whole thing moved and undulated, and I closed my eyes and just started praying, and I'm not sure how much time passed, maybe 5 minutes. I opened my eyes and it was gone, but that was terrifying. I didn't know what it was. I felt powerless. I couldn't protect my wife. I couldn't keep her safe. This thing was going to do what it wanted to do, Luckily, she didn't have any reaction to it. She was sound asleep. I spoke to her about it the next day. She has no memory. She didn't see it. So thank God for that. But that was pretty terrifying.
Now, some of the paranormal things that you've described to us, your kitchen, for instance, why don't you just talk a little bit about what you experience in the kitchen in terms of the pots and pans?
Okay, so a lot of times at night, my husband and I are in the living room, and which is right off the kitchen here, and we would just randomly hear things falling. Then nobody's in the kitchen. My oldest son has claimed to hear chairs moving in the middle of the night after we've gone upstairs, and things just go missing sometimes in our kitchen that we know were in certain places.
They disappear.
Now, you notice in the interview we heard the train. When that train goes by, is that when possibly you hear the crackling sound of the TV? Could there be a vibration that's causing that?
No, because it's usually around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, almost every night. And that sounds like something's almost like sitting on top of the television that's like rocking it.
And it's so loud because, the train is not, we don't hear a train in the background whatsoever. So when we hear the TV start to creak and this thing's unplugged, we don't use the TV. There's no electricity flowing through it. When we hear that thing creak, it's just at that one corner and it's like loud. It's very loud.
Let's talk a little bit about the closet upstairs in your son's room. I did measure some unusual EMF in there. So what's going on with that closet in that room?
My son moved into that room, and since that time, I would say probably once a week or so, then he comes or yells out for us, and the kid is almost like paralyzed, like because of fear that something's there, and he doesn't know what's there, and his closet door, something can fall and it'll push open the doors.
Why don't you describe, Michael, what you saw in the hall the one time?
Yeah, it was right on the outside of the bedroom that's in question with the hallway. It was on the hallway right by the door. It was about this tall, and it had the shape of like a boy. And I was going upstairs really quick. It was around 11:30 at night. I think we had some guests over. We were just having some people over, nothing major. And I went upstairs and I turned on the hallway light, and I saw like a shadow of a boy, like he was gonna reach, or he was gonna like dart down. He was gonna run, or he was gonna open the door. I couldn't tell, but I could see a shape. It looked like a shadow of a little boy. Like he was almost gonna like dart down the hallway, like he was sneaking, or he was gonna do something. And then I saw it, and it was there, and it was not peripheral. I looked directly at it. I looked at it, and then I blinked, and it was gone. But that was probably the first time that I ever saw anything, and that was about 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago. I saw that.
The first thing I'm going to show you is the SB7 Ghost box that has a validator circuit on there, and you're going to see the electronics. We asked a whole series of questions, and we got some significant answers that came back. We did get the name Michael twice, and that's very relevant because obviously the husband's name is Michael. The other response we got is very significant because it's a name of a child that has passed. And you're going to see Shasta responding with amazement, and then she gets kind of sad about it. She takes a break. Now, during this ghost box session, you're going to see two light anomalies. One of them goes past Shasta's right shoulder, and you're going to see her react because she felt that something had touched her at that point, which nobody was near her to touch her. Now, if you can move in, Shasta, closer, so real close to this, so I can pick up your voice.
Is that set to the fastest skin?
Yes, it is. It's going downwards. Okay, so you could ask the questions here, and then we're just going to listen. Let this run. After you ask a question, just let it run, maybe for 15 seconds, and then ask the next question. And don't worry about what you're hearing, because we're going to analyze it in post. So I know, you just got used to it, because you'd be amazed what's within those white noise things. Okay, so you can start asking questions.
Is there something we can do for you? What is your name?
I heard an answer, by the way. But,
I know.
yeah, there's something in there. Okay, I'm lowering the sensitivity down even more, so that it's harder for it to get through. So we were upstairs and we did another experiment, and through the mist, I might have seen a couple of faces. If you were up there, come down here right now and tell us your name. Ask them if they mess with your thermostat.
I need a break, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The second light anomaly is towards the end, where Michael was a little confrontational to whatever entity is here, and you're going to see a light anomaly go past him and go right into the camera. What is unique about that is we had the heat turned off, so there shouldn't be any dust flying around. And if you look at the light anomaly, both of them are unique because of the way they're traveling and the size of them. So that's why we show them as evidence.
You don't need to be afraid of us. We're not afraid of you. You have my pity if you're upset or you're sad. And you can stay here and live with us if you want. But not if you're going to scare my family.
Whoa. After the second light anomaly that went right into the camera, I felt something unusual that I've never really felt on an investigation. I kind of felt a little dizzy and a little nauseous, and I shut the investigation down. At that point, I saw that something bright went into the camera, but I felt a little nauseous. And on the drive home, my son Stephen mentioned that at that same point he felt something too. He felt a little nausea too. Now, one of the devices that we brought to this investigation was the large paraselfie, which is shown here, and it's a pretty unique device. It has a lot of different measuring pieces of equipment on there, and a monitor to allow entities to see what they look like, and they can actually control the strobing effect. This was placed in the upstairs, their son's bedroom initially, then it was wheeled over to the master bedroom, pointing towards the closet initially, and then towards their bed.
Hey bud, can you come over here so we can see you? Look right into them. It's like a mirror. You're scared, but it's okay. Look closer. Always gonna hurt you. I just want to see you.
Did analyze the data and the frames of that, but we didn't see any light anomalies or any entity or anything going in front of it, and nothing triggered the devices on there on this investigation. Now, we had several methods of recording audio. We had a wide field digital recorder as one of them, and we had this placed in her son's bedroom initially. Then we moved it to the master bedroom. One of the first EVPs we got was we were all upstairs in the master bedroom, and there is an EVP that came in, and we validated this through several different methods. The stereo position of that EVP didn't match anybody in the room, and because this is a wide field microphone, it has very wide positionings of the mic element, so I can tell where everybody's at in the room. The second way it was validated is there was 3 camcorders going, and none of those camcorders had this EVP on them. So I'm going to show footage of my camera, Robert Cam, and Stephen Cam, and the paraselfie cam, and this is all synchronized to that wide field digital recorder that was recording, so you know where in time that EVP event happened.
We do keep some light in the room. It's not pitch black.
Yeah.
We have some low level, some dim light. That's how I was able to see it floating over her body.
So you saw it actually floating over Shasta's body.
Yeah.
She's sleeping on the right side of the bed.
See real quick. I was looking.
Shasta?
I was laying on my back, and I woke up, and I was looking right over at her. Is where I was, but I just we do keep some light in the room. It's not pitch black.
Yeah.
We have some low level, some dim light. That's how I was able to see it floating over her body.
So you saw it actually floating over Shasta's body.
Yeah.
She's sleeping on the right side of the bed.
See real quick. I was looking.
Shasta?
I was laying on my back, and I woke up, and I was looking right over at her. Is where I was, but I just we do keep some light in the room. It's not pitch black.
Yeah.
We have some low level, some dim light. That's how I was able to see it floating over her body.
So you saw it actually floating over Shasta's body.
Yeah.
She's sleeping on the right side of the bed.
See real quick.
Another EVP that we got was very significant. And this was using the USB wide field stereo microphone. This is a stereo USB microphone that I took apart, and the microphone elements are separated 180 degrees. This EVP is significant because it is a little boy's voice saying the name Anthony. So a whole series of questions were asked at this point. One of the participants was in Anthony's room asking a bunch of questions, and one of these answers came back as an EVP. And again, we verified this by the positional information of this EVP in the room, and also it was not on any of the recorders, my camcorder, Robert Cam, or my son's camcorder, Stephen Cam.
Trying to figure out who you are and what you want with Anthony. Is your name Sammy? We just want to know what you want with Anthony. It's okay to talk to us and tell us what you want. Are you scared? It's okay to be scared. You want Anthony to play with you?
Now we did another experiment with using a mist of water and glycerin, which is typically what's used in a smoke machine. We filled the master bedroom with a mist. We let the mist settle and disperse, and we illuminated it with a 20-watt LED side light. And I ran an app on my Nexus 6, and this app is from Big Frame Photography, and it's called Ghost Pro. It was written by Joe Damari, who's a paranormal engineer friend of mine, and it amplifies pixels, and while you're recording, it redisplays them on your screen in this amplified format. It allows you to analyze very transparent light patterns in greater detail. Now, we ran this when one of the participants was in the bedroom asking a series of questions, and I'm going to display and show you the frames of what I think should not have been there, something paranormal. And you use your own judgment and tell me what you think in the comments. We capture something I think is pretty unique, so have a look at it. You raise your right hand like you're trying to have something land on it, right? Yeah, just like that. Yeah, like.
Come sit on my hand.
Yeah, ask it to come sit on your hand.
Come sit on my hand.
So thanks for watching this investigation video from Vparanormal. Remember, if you have any paranormal activity in your home or your business, don't hesitate to contact Vparanormal. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you're alerted to any new video uploads from Vparanormal.